When I first got into business, I thought that I could sell everything under the sun. Oh, what if we added on soda? And what if we sold hamburgers? And what if we sold... I remember my first day opening up a dance hall. The first night, I was like, man, what if people are going to be hungry? Maybe we should get some snacks. Maybe we should get some granola bars. Maybe we should get some other chips. Well, what if they're thirsty? We should get some water. We should get some Gatorade. We should get some soda. Well, we shouldn't just have one kind of soda. We should have 8 different types of soda. I still have that stuff till today because it never sold. People didn't want everything on the side. I didn't know what people wanted. It's so easy to make that mistake with your business and think, I can be like Amazon and be the everything store. But you don't know how to be the everything store because you have to start from the very beginning. Now, this is the book I want to talk about today, is The Everything Store, story about Jeff Bezos and the age of Amazon. Really solid book about the story of not just Amazon, but also Jeff Bezos, and focuses kind of half and half on Amazon and Jeff Bezos, and really shows how Bezos it's kind of his baby, and how so it is his baby, right? 3 lessons that I took away from this. Lesson number 1 is you have to be customer centric. What do I mean by that? Give you an example. Amazon was coming out with these ebooks, right, for the Kindle, and the publishers were saying, okay, yeah, we'll sell you wholesale the rights to sell, like, let's say, I don't know, 1 million copies of this book as an ebook, and you can and we'll sell it to you for $15, right? Well, Jeff Bezos is like, well, I mean, $15. I mean, sure, that would be okay for our customers, but our customers would love $10. And so he would buy it for $15 and sell it for $10 to his customers. Like, I'm not a math whiz, but how many of those do you need to sell in order to start making a profit? You don't. You lose money on every single one of those. And you're like, that's so counterintuitive. Why would I ever do something like that? And that's how maniacal Jeff Bezos was about customer service. He said, if we give them the best customer service possible, one, with this product, we know that the technology is going to advance and get better so that we can lower the price eventually, and we'll eventually be able to start making a profit on it because our expenses will go down. But 2, our customers will love buying this product, and so they'll want to buy other products. Another example is Amazon Prime. Did you know when they started Amazon Prime, they said, we don't know if we're going to make money on this or not. And they said, if the average Amazon Prime member only buys 8 things every year, we will lose money on Amazon Prime because it was 2-day shipping, right? At first, and eventually they got down to 1 day and same day shipping. But at first it was 2-day shipping, which was very expensive. And so they're like, man, if people don't buy a lot of stuff on this, we are going to lose money on this product. And Jeff Bezos said, I don't care. I just want to make the best service for my customers as possible. Kind of a crazy way to think about it. Another example is he would literally, I don't know if you can say betray, but he would betray his vendors, the people who are selling him the stuff wholesale, by undercutting their prices, by selling it lower. Like, he wouldn't go against their contract, but he would make it so. Give you an example. Let's say it gives this example in the book. A guy selling knives, right? And he says it's this company from Switzerland, 200-year-old company, right? 7 generations down, same family. This company sells high-end knives, right? That's their brand, is that they're high-end knives. So they're expensive. I think they were like $200 for a knife set. Well, Amazon would put it on their website for $200, right? That's what they bought it wholesale, let's say for $150, and then they were selling it for the price that they recommended. Well, Amazon had a deal that if it was lower anywhere else on the internet, including their own website, then they would have to match the same price. And so they would have these third-party sellers, because Amazon can have just anybody can go, you and I can go and sell on Amazon, and I could sell these knives, and I could sell them for $150. And so if that's a lower price, then Amazon would start selling it for $150. And these companies, these manufacturing companies are like, hey, you're cheapening our brand. I can't believe that you're doing that. And they're like, hey, that's the best thing for our customer. We don't want our customer to believe that we don't have the lowest prices in the entire world. We have the lowest prices, and we put our customer before vendors, before employees, before everybody else. Our customer comes first. And you might be looking at that like, that's pretty ruthless. That's the way that Amazon ran their business. I mean, they're I think the number 2 company in the Fortune 500 in the world, right? So, I mean, you can look at that and say whether you agree with that morally or not, but you have to acknowledge that that's what they did, and that led them to the top, having a customer-centric environment. Takeaway number 2, Jeff Bezos was honestly ruthless. And before you start judging, I'm going to tell you some of the things that he did do. He would scream, he would cuss, he would insult everybody and anybody around him. And he had this philosophy that he believed in in having integrity and honesty above everything else. And so if he thought that you were an idiot about something, he would tell you. If he thought that you weren't doing your job, he would tell you. And people, they feared that, but they also respected that of like, okay, thank you for telling me where you're at, where you're coming from. Now I know what to do, versus, oh, you're doing a good job. And then it just gets down, and behind closed doors, he's like, oh yeah, this guy isn't that good. I can't believe he's not. He wouldn't tell secrets behind your back. He would tell you up to your face. And I know a lot of people didn't like that. There are a lot of former employees for Amazon, it talks about in the book, that they would leave and they said that they hated that environment. But tons of other people love the environment. They have 86,000 employees that are working for Amazon, at least at the time. It was written back in 2014, right? And so they were able to get the people that liked that type of environment, but the people that didn't like that environment. And the reason I say don't judge too quickly is to say Jeff Bezos, what a horrible guy. Steve Jobs did that. Donald Trump does that. Bill Gates does that, and many other people. And so before you say this kind of ruthlessness as a boss I don't like, you should probably read history and see what the greatest leaders of all time have all done, and it gets results. So it'd be very interesting getting your take on that, you personally, and saying, what do I want to do in that business? I mean, myself, I'm not a screamer myself, but I hold people to high standards. And lots of people do not like that about me. Lots of people have said many mean things about me. And that kind of comes with the territory of being a boss who drives people, right? Jeff Bezos was no exception. Lesson number 3 is that you have to specialize first, and then you can generalize. Just like we were talking about at the very beginning, lots of companies, myself, I wanted to sell everything under the sun. What if we had country dance night? What if we had Latin night? What if we had blues night? What if we literally were going through all these different types of dancing, and then we said, let's cut all the fat. What are we gonna specialize on in? Let's focus on country dancing. Same with my generator company. We could focus on solar. We could focus on selling to new builds. We could focus on so many different areas in industries that we could do. No, let's hone in on our bread and butter first. And that's exactly what Jeff Bezos did. He said from the very beginning, he wanted Amazon to become the everything store, that he could sell everything there. But he knew that he didn't have the infrastructure in order to sell everything. So he needed to specialize first, and that's when he picked books. He said, books are ubiquitous. It's the same thing. A book is a book is a book, and it's very widely. There's a large demand for it. So let's focus on books. Let's become the best bookseller in the world, and then we can add on electronics. Then we can add on cleaning supplies, add on, and they start adding on more and more things as they became really good at it. But they became the best at it, and then the best at another one, and the best at another one. They didn't just say after books, okay, great, now we can sell everything. It was a process over, let's see, they started in, I think it was 92, and now we're in 2023. So, I mean, it's 30 years in the making, right? And the same with your business. Don't just go out there and say, I'm going to sell everything. You have to specialize first in your bread and butter. Get super amazing at that and lock down that business. And then you can say, let's add on a second product. Let's add on a third one and slowly go from there, right? My challenge to you is go ahead, read this book, The Everything Store, Jeff Bezos and the Age of Amazon this week. Then when you finish this book, go ahead and keep on reading one educational book every single week. My book list, I have a full book list below on my website. Check it out. I rank all my books in order. You'll see this one as well on that list. And you'll be able to see what books you need to put on your reading list. And with that challenge, I hope you have a great week. And until next time.